All right, so I got this. I got this. I got this.
Donnie.
What?
Don't screw these up. It's taking me a long time to get these right.
I'm just gonna make the muffins.
Donnie, flip that card over. What does it say?
Mama's muffins.
So, who are they for?
Mama?
Who do you think makes them?
Mama?
Ha ha! Yeah. Should probably, be careful with that recipe.
Listen, you think you could do it better, and you do it.
Fine. I will. Give it.
You're gonna do this?
Yep. Give it.
Fine.
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 Fine. Hi guys. I actually am taking over the kitchen for my lovely husband, who I have vetoed from here, because we're going to be making my favorite baking recipe. Simply, hands down, secret recipe. It has taken me years to get this correct. Now, what we're going to be making today is Mama's Muffins. Now, they are a chocolate chunk buttermilk muffin that are incredible. You will never taste anything like it. So, if you're looking for a Mother's Day idea for your mom that's a little bit different than the norm, do me a favor and try and make mom these Mama's Muffins, because they are amazing. What we're going to do is I have the ingredients out on the table, and we are going to start with all of these different beautiful ingredients, and we're going to make these for our moms for Mother's Day. So today, we're going to make it happen. Now, these ingredients, I have a multitude of different things that are placed out on my island, and what we're going to do is we are going to do the dry ingredients on this side and the wet ingredients on this side, and I'll show you how to marry them together. Now, what we have here is 2.5 cups of flour. We have 3 teaspoons of baking powder. We are going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. In the bowl in the back, we have 1 cup of white sugar. And up front, we have a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Now, on the other side with the wet ingredients, we're gonna have 1 cup of buttermilk, which we're gonna add last, and you'll understand when we get there. But we do 1 cup of buttermilk. We have 2 eggs. I always use the brown eggs, they taste better. We have 1/4 of a cup, or 4 tablespoons of butter, and it is room temperature and softened. We have 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. This is very important. Make sure you use vegetable oil, not canola oil or olive oil. This is very important for these muffins. Also, there is 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I personally always use the Mexican vanilla. We get it when we go to Mexico. I really truly believe that it tastes better than American vanilla. All right, let's get this going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of my dry ingredients into one bowl. I'm going to start with the baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And I'm going to take this little baby whisk and I'm going to mix them together in the bottom of this, because you want to make sure that all 3 of them are mixed in very well. Now once you get these all mixed in, we're going to add the sugar and we're going to mix this in. This is kind of a tedious process, but totally worth it because these are amazing and they're so delicious. Now we're going to add the flour. And if you don't have one of these little baby whisks, I would suggest getting one. They're really nice to have around the kitchen. All right, so once this is all mixed in, we're going to get started on the wet ingredients. Now we're going to get started on the wet ingredients, and we're going to start with the oil and the vanilla. We're also going to use our cute little whisk. Mix those together. Then we are going to add the eggs. And again, we're going to use our little whisk and make sure that everything is mixed really well in here. And if this is not softened enough, I would put it in the microwave and soften it for 15 seconds, just to kind of get it a little bit more than room temperature softened, so you can mix it into this easier. All right. Add the butter. Again, stir it up. Now we're gonna add the buttermilk. Buttermilk is also a key ingredient when you're making this. This is very important. Buttermilk gives it a moisture like no other. So make sure you don't substitute buttermilk. You just use buttermilk. You don't use anything else. Now when you're making this, what I like to do is push the sides around, and you're gonna make a little circle, like a hole inside of this. And you're going to take your wet ingredients and dump them into your dry ingredients. Fold this into itself. You're gonna give this, do not overmix this. You wanna make sure that you're mixing it just enough that all the ingredients are blended, but you don't want to overmix it. Now finally, what you're gonna do is you're gonna add your chocolate chip. All right, so while you're mixing all of this together, make sure that you preheat your oven to 390. This is also a very important step when you're making these, because what you're gonna do is you have it very hot when you put the muffins in. After 5 minutes baking, you're gonna turn the oven down to 350. So you wanna make sure that it is really hot when they go in, so it almost adds like a crunch to the outside. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add chocolate chunks. These are semi-sweet chocolate chunks. You can get them at any grocery store, and they are amazing. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add just shy of the whole bag. You're gonna leave just enough out of this so that when you are putting them together, you just have a couple for each one for the top. So you're gonna put them all in here and mix this together. All right, then you're gonna take a scooper. Now the scooper I use is a tablespoon scooper, and you're gonna measure 3 large heaping tablespoons into muffin tins. Now I don't use traditional muffin tins. I have silicone ones that we got on Amazon. They're quite amazing actually. They're very huge. I honestly think they're like 2 cups. They're very, very large. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna add these to these individual cups, and we're gonna do like huge scoops. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now the woman in your life, your mom, your grandma, your auntie, whoever it is gonna really appreciate these because they are amazing. And I take them to all the women in the family. On Mother's Day, I do it the night before, and this is their little gift that I give to them. So once you get these all into the tins, you are gonna put this in the oven on 390 for 25 minutes. But within 5 minutes, so you're gonna set the timer for 5 minutes originally. That 5-minute timer is gonna go off. You're gonna drop the temperature, like I said previously, to 350. So the remaining chocolate chunks that we saved for this recipe, we're gonna just stick right on top of these muffins. So technically in 5 muffins, 5 ginormous muffins, you're gonna use an entire bag of chocolate chunks. That in itself tells you how delicious these things are. And we are gonna put them in here at 390, and we're gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. Once that goes off, we're gonna drop this temperature down to 350, and we're gonna bake them for another 25 minutes. All right, so we're gonna leave this oven closed, and we're gonna drop this temperature down to 350. And then we're gonna set the timer for 25 minutes. All right. Oh. Here are these big, beautiful muffins, and we're gonna put them on a cooling tray and let them cool off for a while.
Okay. All right. So how'd it go? What do you think?
I think these are amazing. And any mom who gets these for Mother's Day is going to be thrilled.
Do you think you're taking over the channel now?
No, I don't like videos.
Okay.
I proved a point though.
All right. She got a little sassy this morning, so I gave her the apron. I think it went well, but if it doesn't taste delicious, this was all for naught.
What he said. Okay.
This is the best part of Mother's Day every year is it's the one time of year I get a muffin, and I'm only a taste
heck
tester.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
It looks pretty good. Is it chocolate all ooey gooey?
Yes, it is.
It's ready for a taste test. Mother's Day
Muffins.
chocolate chunk muffins. Mm-hmm. If you don't get chocolate on your face, then there's not enough chocolate in the muffin.
They're very, very good. They're moist, delicious. I think right out of the oven. And if you make these, I shouldn't say if, when you make these, make sure that if you're not going to give them to someone when they're fresh out of the oven, that they throw them in the microwave for like 15 seconds. Amazing.
Pro tip. So, on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being difficult, 1 being easy, what would you give these to make?
They're not hard.
Not hard to make. So, they're delicious. They're not hard to make. Regular household ingredients. Go ahead, pick up what you need, and make these muffins and make your mom happy. So, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and thanks for watching. Bye. Look. So before you eat these muffins, you gotta have the most important thing. I recommend milk.